is Esteban Dalet with my partner,
What can be real?
and this is ORHS News.
Basically, this report news is about the French Revolution and the Syria Revolution.
The French Revolution was caused by many factors and had a large effect on the rest of the world. When Louis XVI took control of France, the country was already in debt from financing the American Revolution. After many bad decisions by Louis, the idea of a rebuilding formed. The Third Estate decided that the old regime was unfair and called for a new government. Spearheaded by Robespierre, people started to work for better treatment. On the other side, my partner wants to talk about the Syrian Revolution. Joaquin?
The Syrian Revolution is a fight for control of Syria. The current president, Bashar al-Assad, the current rules party, came into power after 1963. Coup d'etat and Bashar's father, Hafez, took control of the country in 1970. He stopped all the oppositions and kept other parties springing up. Hafez has ordered several massacres of people in Syria. When Hafez's father died in 2000, Bashar took control of the country, initiating and waiting reforms of the country. However, activists were arrested for the calling of democratic elections. In a few seconds, my partner is going to compare the technologies between the two revolutions. Esteban?
Thank you, Joaquin. In the French Revolution, the use of a new invention named after Dr. Guillotine, the device dropped a blade capable of quickly severing the head of the victim. During this time, this was considered one of the most humane ways of killing someone. The guillotine, at least from appearances, killed the person instantly and without pain. The leaders of the revolution liked it because they could kill many political enemies quickly. This was a favorite invention of the French Revolution because it was quick, clean, and efficient. On the other hand, to help organize the protests against the Syrian government, rebellion leaders used Facebook to tell about events. They gave dates and places for revolutionaries to meet. They used it to communicate important events around the nation and to use it for planning the rebellions which they hope will lead to the current regime. This is very important since many news sources are censored by the government in an attempt to keep a rebellion from happening. So in this moment, my partner is going to compare the leaders between both revolutions. Joaquin?
Thank you. During the revolutions, both countries wanted the current leader of the nations to resign or leave the office. Both Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and France's King Louis XVI were weak leaders better suited for a job. However, both leaders wanted the best country and tried to reform it. Both were controlled by regimes they were entirely for the people. Louis XVI was misinformed of the changes needed to be in Syria's country. Most Bashar's decisions of Louis lost control of his country and was killed despite his best efforts at the reform. Bashar is still trying to maintain power and create reforms in his rebelling country.
Both French Revolution and the current Syrian rebellion are entirely the same. They have many similarities. The leaders are similar. They both have many countries eagerly watching their conflict and use currently technology to help the revolution.
There are many differences as well as through such as the methods of communication, and however the countries view them. The French Revolution and the Syrian Revolution are very similar conflicts, with important after effects that could alter the world.
Thank you very much. This has been Esteban Dalet and
What can be real?
see you next time, Mustangs.